Willie D Live.
What's up, family? In a rare decision, the Supreme Court ruled against Donald Trump, your president, and his positions on tariffs. They say it's illegal, man. You can't do it. Boy, was Trump mad. They say he was so mad that he locked himself in the bedroom with some Cheetos, a big old bag of Cheetos from Sam's. And they said he had 3 different fried chickens: church chicken, Popeyes, and Heart's chicken. And they say he had some McDonald's and some fries and a Big Mac and a quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles. Yeah, fam, I don't know what all that's about, but I guess that's the way he kind of cope when he's depressed. Yeah, man. So Trump had something to say about it, of course. Check it out.
But other alternatives will now be used to replace the ones that the court incorrectly rejected. We have alternatives, great alternatives. Could be more money. We'll take in more money, and we'll be a lot stronger for it. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. We'll continue to do so. To show you how ridiculous the opinion is, however, the court said that I'm not allowed to charge even $1. I can't charge $1. Can't charge $1. I would have used 1 penny, but we don't make the pennies anymore. We save money. Can't charge $1 to any country under ieepa. Not $1. I assume to protect other countries. This must have been done to protect those other countries, certainly not the United States of America, which they should be interested in protecting. That's what they're supposed to be protecting. But I am allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country-destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge $1. Because that's not what it says. And that's not the way it even reads. I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy the country, but I can't charge them a little fee. I could give them a little 2-cent fee, but I cannot charge under any circumstances. I cannot charge them anything. Think of that. How ridiculous is that? I'm allowed to embargo them. I'm allowed to tell them you can't do business in the United States anymore. We want you out of here.
I know the headline, fam, what it reads, but it should read, Donald Trump recognizes that the United States has a constitution, and it does work from time to time. It is amazing to hear him talk. The way he talks, he always sounds like he's for the people. I mean, if you didn't watch his record, if you didn't know his record, if you didn't watch his actions, you would think, well, that sounds like a guy who loves his country. Like, I don't see what the problem is. But this is a guy who does everything to enrich himself and put Americans further and further back. Remember, he talked about home ownership, and he says he's not interested in the new people who are trying to get a home. He's trying to make sure that the people who already got a home can stay in their homes. Basically, the people who already got money. He's not worried about the new guy, the little guy who's trying to get a hand up. He's not concerned about that person at all.
But if I want to charge them $10, I can't do that. It's incorrect. Their decision's incorrect. But it doesn't matter because we have very powerful alternatives that have been approved by this decision. You know, they've been approved by the decision for those that thought they had us. And they're saying that I have the absolute right to license, but not the right to charge a license fee. So think of that. I have the right to license, which is a very powerful word. In many ways, license is more powerful than tariffs. In fact, I was thinking about using it. But they came up with the idea that I can license, just like the people that were opposing me told them to do, but not the right to charge a license fee. Think of that. Who ever heard of such a thing? What license has ever been issued without the right to charge a fee? You get a license, you charge a fee. It's automatic, but not with this court. But now the court has given me the unquestioned right to ban all sorts of things from coming into our country, to destroy foreign countries. But a much more powerful right than many people ever thought we even had, but not the right to charge a fee. How crazy is that? Our country is the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. And it was a dead country 1.5 years ago under an incompetent president. But now I'm going to go in a different direction, probably the direction that I should have gone the first time, but I read the language. I'm very good at reading language, and it read our way 100%, but now I'll go the way I could have gone originally, which is even stronger than our original choice. As Justice Kavanaugh, whose stock has gone so up, you have to see, I'm so proud of him, wrote in his dissent, although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward. So, think of that. The decision might not substantially constrain. And it doesn't, he's right. In fact, I can charge much more than I was charging. So I'm going to just start. Although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward.
Now pay attention to his language, fam. He's saying, I. But when it's time to shift blame, he says the radical left, or he blames it on somebody in his administration. He blames it on a staffer. He blames it on anybody but himself.
It's because numerous other federal statutes, which is so true, authorize the president to impose tariffs and might justify most, if not all, of the tariffs issued in this case. Even more tariffs, actually. Those statutes include, think of that, those statutes include, for example, the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, Section 232. All of these things I know so well. The Trade Act of 1974, Sections 122, 201, 301, and the Tariff Act of 1930, Section 338, all clear, but it's a little bit longer process. I thought I'd make things simple, but they didn't let us do that. I would like to thank Justice Kavanaugh for frankly, his genius and his great ability. Very proud of that appointment. In actuality, while I am sure that they did not mean to do so, the Supreme Court's decision today made a president's ability to both regulate trade and impose tariffs more powerful and more crystal clear rather than less. I don't think they meant that. I'm sure they didn't. It's terrible.
In other words, hey, look here, Rob, I don't think y'all meant that, man. And I think it'd be a good idea if you change it. You know, like, remember who vouched for you, who looked after you, you know what I'm saying? And here's the thing about the Supreme Court's decision. Trump stacked the deck with Republican nominees. He stacked the deck with a Republican Supreme Court justice. Supreme Court. He stacked the deck with a Republican Supreme Court. So he's really embarrassed because he believes that every single decision should go his way. And so far, almost every decision has gone his way. It's really paid off for him. I mean, he really stacked the deck because he knew what he was going to do later down the line. So that has really overall worked out for him. But on this particular issue, he came up short.
And to think that the Democrats who oppose this only because they want to go the opposite way, they'd like to pack the court. They want to put on 21 people. They want to pack the court, pack the Supreme Court. Maybe they should do it. Maybe they would be better off if they did it. They want to pack the court. They want to do anything to hurt our country. There will no longer be any doubt, and the income coming in and the protection of our companies and country will actually increase because of this decision. I don't think the court meant that, but it's the way it is. Based on long-standing law and hundreds of victories, and even, as I was pointed out before, even thousands of victories over the years, to the contrary, the Supreme Court did not overrule tariffs. They merely overruled a particular use of ieepa tariffs. And essentially, it's used to get a fee. I can do anything I want with ieepa, anything. I just can't charge anybody for it. I can license, I just can't charge them. It's ridiculous, but it's okay because we have other ways, numerous other ways. The ability to block, embargo, restrict, license, or impose any other condition on a foreign country's ability to conduct trade with the United States under ieepa has been fully confirmed by this decision. So now there's no doubt, because, you know, there were a lot of questions about tariffs because no president was smart enough to use them to protect our country from those countries and businesses that were ripping us off. This was...
Okay, hold on, fam. Okay, this is enough of this madness. He says no president was smart enough to use tariffs. He said it as if he's smarter than the other presidents who came before him. Trump lives in an alternative world. He just doesn't live in reality. He lives in an alternative reality. You know, like, he does not live in the same reality as everybody else. Even when he talks about the price of goods and services, he says, everything's going down, it's going way down. You know, the price of living is going down, the mortgages are going down, the interest rates are going down, employment is going down, unemployment is going down. He's like, dude, what world do you live in? You're the damn president of the United States. You get the dates, you get the data first. You get the data before we get the data. Like, but he knows this, but just as part of his plan, his execution, he has to lie. He has to say something different. That is the only way to pacify many people who still support him. A lot of people are on medicine. There's a lot of people that need meds. If they're not already taking medication, they should be taking medication. So we have to keep that in mind when we're in the comment section. I like the part where he blames the Democrats when the Supreme Court is a Republican majority. This is funny as hell to me, fam. It is funny. When do we get to the part where he takes his ball and go home? That's what I want to know. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.